Hello, everybody. Hello to everybody in the chat. Fantastic to see you here. Please hit that like button on your way in. It will help with notifications. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Welcome to everybody. I'm Natalie, and this is Scientology Life After a Cult, where I share about my 35 years in Scientology, growing up in Scientology, and leaving with 3 generations of my family. I also recap Scientology news, things that just people are just buzzing about on the interwebs. So, hello and welcome. We got some things to cover that I wanted to get to. Some of it's going to be there's Pearlsnappy news, which means it's going to be fun, which I thought would be great since we're all kind of, there's a lot going on. So let's try and bring a little bit of balance to that with some fun things that we know Pearlsnappy is doing out in Austin. Also, I wanted to share, if you guys don't already know, but Aaron from Growing Up in Scientology is back. Yay! Hip, hip, hooray! I was so excited to see him doing videos again yesterday. It was wonderful to see him, and he shares why he was gone for a week, the illness that he was dealing with, and all the stuff that was going on. But I was just so happy to see him because I really did miss seeing him here on YouTube. Okay, people. Remember to check your subscribe button if you've been here before. I'm so amazed at how many emails I get where people have to resubscribe themselves. So we will always remind people of that. Thank you so much to my mods here for being here to get us through, taking care of business. I love it. I know Nancy's here and my Tony. Dip might pop in. I'm not sure. Okay, so we were talking about, if you caught my earlier stream, we were going over everything that happened last night outside La Poubelle. And we were talking about one of the guys who attacked LA Cam, or the guy, I should say, who attacked LA Cam, and how people were like sending messages about him and his past, how he has a past, which we all have a past, I know, but sometimes you have a past and sometimes you have a past. He has a past. Reminds me of that movie Still Magnolias, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. Who was saying that? Was it Dolly Parton was saying about one of the characters? She has a past. All right, so we're going to take a look at his past here. And if you don't know, last night, LA Cam was attacked by this guy, and LA Cam, Danny, other people, because this seems to be the way with the LAPD. If you are the victim of a crime, you are taken away in handcuffs. But if you were the perpetrator, you don't seem to be. This is what we're seeing. So. Check this out. Check this out. I'm all check it out. Big lead in, and I can't even. There we go. All right, give this a listen.
21-year-old Jordan Rolalazo were racing at speeds up to 86 miles an hour when Zazuda spun out of control and hit a semi. This is video from after the crash in the 5700 block of District Boulevard. The passenger in his car, 18-year-old Hunter Ferdinand, suffered head trauma and died at the scene. The two men denied they were racing after the crash, but investigators say surveillance footage, witnesses, and crash scene evidence supports their determination. The pair is due in court for a readiness hearing August 30th, with a trial date set for September 16th.
Wow. Sometimes people just are a certain way when they show up, the way they walk through the world. And that just kind of backs up what we were seeing with that just lunge of violence that happened last night. So he has a past, and I had somebody brought it up in the chat, and I'm like, well, can you share any receipts before we go around saying that? And it was true what people were saying about the manslaughter charge and all that. So there you go. I wanted to share that because we were talking about it before, and I was wondering, and turns out, yep, that was the truth. That was the truth. More truth is coming out. A Scientology operative, spy, whatever you want to call him, has been exposed, or exposed again, I should say. Do you all remember the other day when Confident Chris was followed when he was going back to the spot where he was assaulted? And he talks about how he's going to try and see if there was any camera footage, and that dude was following him. He has a past too. A past and connections to Scientology. We were talking about Scientology's Stand League the other day, which is Scientologists. I forgot what it was actually. STAND. Scientologists, something about being anti-discrimination. It's ridiculous. It's a front group. It's a way that they paint themselves as victims. They are being religiously prosecuted and they are fighting that type of discrimination. They never talk about the actual issues though, the abuses, the things that are being reported and said. You'll notice that. So I'm going to share a little clip. Down below are links to all the videos that I'm sharing here. And this is interesting too. Take a look at this. I don't think in the beginning there's audio. This is the guy.
What's up?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man.
Oh, are you talking to somebody?
Yeah, I'm talking to somebody, man.
Ah,
Yeah.
is this where it happened?
Yeah, right here.
That's the
You're
guy.
being abused.
Don't hit me.
I didn't hit you. Oh, that's such a Scientology thing to say. Dude, this was hired by Scientology. This dude has a business, some business that's hired by Scientology. I don't care.
I'm asking nicely. Everybody else is
I don't
fucking
care if you're
agreeing.
asking nicely. I'm telling you nicely.
Listen,
Oh,
listen. I asked nicely.
you touched me. I never
You
once
touched me.
No, I did not. You're about to get arrested, bro. You're about to get
I'm
arrested.
not doing this.
You're on the live stream. You're about to get arrested.
Tony Pierce. Works for OSA. Big surprise, not surprise. And I love how LARA FM just totally called him out too. And the second he said, don't touch me, when she never touched him or hit me, don't hit me, right? They're trying to incite something and make it sound as if Lara was the one trying to hit him or touch him. And she totally called him out on it. She nailed it. That's exactly, there are little things that people connected to Scientology, whether they're Scientologist or someone who's being paid by Scientology, they have a tactic. They have a playbook. It's the L. Ron Hubbard playbook of spying from 1950, 1960s, and it doesn't work, but they still keep doing it. Still keep doing it. It's crazy. Somebody I just saw in the comments and I missed it, but if I know about the 3 people who were arrested last night, yes, we did an earlier video already today all about that. And that's why I'm jumping back on now to share some other things that I wanted to cover earlier, but we just did not have the time because of everything that happened last night. Okay. So, do you guys recall the other day when we were talking about Scientology Manure Tech, how Celebrity Center, Scientology Celebrity Center, right across the street from La Poubelle, also home to the Manor Hotel, which is a hotel run by Scientology for Scientologists, have been putting manure, creating a moat of manure around their Celebrity Center because, I guess they think that's a great scent. It would just be lovely. Maybe they want the smell to match the actions of what's happening in there because it's all crappy. They want the smell to match what is within those walls because it's all crap. I don't know what else to think about it besides that. Well, lo and behold, this is not the first time they've done this. Look at me, 35 years in Scientology, and I did not know that manure tech really was the thing that Scientology has used multiple times before. And somebody sent me a video from, oh goodness, what was it? I think it was like 10 years ago when they were doing this to protesters, when Anonymous was protesting. And I just was like, oh my gosh, look at them. Look at them. Manure tech. Celebrity Poo Center, Doctor Who, Heather. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Celebrity Poo. Exactly. Okay, let's take a look at this from 10 years ago, while keeping in mind what's happening with a poop moat being put around Scientology's Celebrity Center.
Amazing. Oh my god! I feel like I was in Tiananmen Square.
13 years ago, right? 2010. Yeah, almost 14 years. That's right. It's 2024. 14 years ago. It's so crazy. Now, I personally have not read the L. Ron Hubbard policy letter that specifically calls out the use of manure when handling protesters, but apparently it is a thing. So in my 35 years in Scientology, I think I missed that one. I must not have done the course that teaches how to use manure. That manure is somehow a repellent, boom, boom, for protesters. Didn't know that. Did you guys know that? Manure keeps the protesters away, Scientology thinks, and it doesn't. As we see, it doesn't. It doesn't. What are they doing putting it on the road, too? That doesn't seem safe either. Who's going to clean that up? It seems like it was a public nuisance. I mean, I could go on and on, but you get the point. You get the point. Manure tech has been going on way longer than I think any of us thought. Who knows? Maybe there's even footage, older footage. And now I'm obsessed. So Natalie at tonkatalk.com, TONKATALK. If you have videos of Scientology using manure tech in your area, in your community, at a protest that you were at, no matter how long ago. Because seriously, I am super curious about this now. What a waste of landscaping stuff. Now, what is not a waste is Pearlsnappy. She has been on a roll. She is in Austin. She has been protesting in Austin. And she does it with amazing humor. I hope you guys are following her and subscribing to her. She's getting ready for the opening of the Austin organization, which is happening February 24th. And guess what? The executive training team has gotten back into Austin. They are back and ready to get to work. And Pearlsnappy gave them all a really big welcome. What they had done, you see, what had happened was they moved their graduation and briefing. Because remember, Scientology is all about the briefings. And if you hear confidential briefing, hide your wallet because they're going to hit you up for money. They were holding a briefing at a Lions Club building, right? Trying to hide in another town. But who shows up? Dum da da! Pearlsnappy. No one can hide from Pearlsnappy. She will be there, and she will be there sharing it, and she will be there singing, and she will be there sharing multiple messages about Scientology. And last night was no different. It was absolutely fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Lily Castle, thank you so much. Natalie, thank you for your regular updates. SPTV has reached a tipping point where I can no longer watch it all. So I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate your support. Teleperion. I always get stuck on that one. Thank you. I know a secret I can share with you. The manure thing, not a strategy. Little Davy is visiting and they are running out of space to store his BS. Oh my God, that's funny. Totally fact too. Totally true. Totally true. Okay, so Pearlsnappy finds out where they're having their secret confidential briefing / graduation / welcoming back their team of executives freshly trained from Flag. You know what that means. They're going to have a lot of that Sea Org mentality in their hair, in their head. So cue the abuses that are about to follow in Austin. Okay, so here's Pearlsnappy. Girl has a whole system, whole sound system.
I made up my own reactive mind, and I'm not doing it anymore. Creepy cult.
Because they wanted to, I think, well, one is a crappy truck building, but the other reason is
I can't even take myself seriously.
How can you take me seriously? I'm laughing at myself. Have you ever laughed before? Call your family. Call your family.
Welcome to your cult party. Welcome to the cult party, everyone. Welcome to your cult party. Gypsy. Incoming cult member. Incoming cult member. Dave.
Oh my gosh. So she said that every time somebody pulled into the parking lot, incoming cult member, welcome to the cult party. Table for two. Oh, Acupunk, don't forget, at Free Land Adventure was there too. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. Oh my gosh. Oh, the crying tears, the crying tears. It's just so good. It's so good. The original songs, I swear she should do stand up. I keep saying that. I guess she is right now with the videos. So she's there, and her group of protesters, people who are showing up, which is fantastic, is definitely growing. And I can only imagine what's to come on the actual opening day on February 24th. They were there to welcome people to the cult party. There's a lot that went on. I've grabbed a few clips, but there's so much more. Link down below so you can see the entirety of her video. So let's take a look at this.
Pack it up. Look at the Sea Org and those dorky, stupid outfits. And their Elron 5000s. And look at that man standing there like he has no fucking idea. I'm looking at you. I'm making you famous. I'm making you all famous tonight. The Y is Pearlsnappy. Choke on it. Pack it up. We're not leaving. You're going to have to come past us.
And they did too. They did. A lot of cars had to go past her. It was great. Pack it up. Pack it up. I love that. I think my favorite, though, is welcome to the cult party. Welcome to your cult party. I'm Pearlsnappy, and I'll be your host this evening. I could totally see her doing that. It is just the best. She's the best. Austin is really getting a treat. And let's be honest. Let's be honest, right? Being a staff member in Scientology, and I say this as somebody who was once a staff member in Scientology, can be quite mundane outside of the nonstop stress, demands, being constantly stuck in fight or flight, being snitched on, all that pressure and stress. Having somebody out there doing something like this on my best day in Scientology, I would have found it entertaining and funny. I would have thought she was absolutely nuts, but you know, it breaks up the monotony, and you know what? It's probably a bonding experience for them because they're in there, and now they're, you know, their new people are back from their training, and they can all bond over this unite over one enemy, Pearlsnappy, and the other protesters that are out there as well. So really, if we really think about it, she's doing them a favor. People are coming back who haven't been around the team. Now they're going to join and all get together and figure out how to fight Pearlsnappy. Thing is, though, they tried. She talks about this in the video Earlier, when she was there protesting, some of the Scientologists, in case you're wondering, Scientology or Office of Special Affairs, how did she find out about this gathering? Because they were trying to hide from her. She heard it straight from the Scientologists who were talking about it outside. We didn't hear it on the live stream, and she wasn't going to share it because she was going to surprise them on the secret squirrel mission. And she completely pulled it off. She completely pulled it off. Completely did. She's so good. Just so good. She does multiple songs, parodies of Scientology. And this is one of my favorite ones. And I'm glad that she busted it out last night. Really, I am. It was so great. Sing along if you know the words to this one. I'm sure we're all going to end up learning her songs.
Oh, see, new, I'm in fear for my life from the long arm of Osa. Miscavige coming down from the gallows, and you don't have very long. The cans are up, TOs are out, they finally found him. The clapping kid who made a vid, and now we're all out here. Never more to go astray. This'll be the end of day of the clapping cult. Of your clapping cult.
You can even hear somebody in the background saying that this is the most exciting thing that they've probably had happen at a graduation. And that's what I'm talking about. It's actually true. It's very true. It just does not get that exciting in Scientology. There's a lot of part of the cult mentality is that hype mentality. So often, and you've seen the videos, there's been leaked videos out of Austin recently where they've been doing the rah-rah to get people to join staff. And it's like something out of some type of MLM seminar or a Grant Cardone workshop. It's so over hype. They're so good at that. And that truly is one of my favorite songs that she does. I need her songs. We're going to need an album. We're going to need a Spotify playlist. We're going to need something. Still sassy at 60. I come here for Natalie news because watching the live events have been so stressful lately that I just can't do it. I want to keep up, but watching it live really hurts. Still sassy at 60. Thank you so much for that. And you know what? You're doing the right thing. If you need to take a break, this goes for everybody, myself included. Take a step back from it. Do preserve your mental health, your sanity, your well-being. Vintage Mommy, thank you. You sent me an email about the LAPD. I'll go check that out. Oh, that is just my favorite of her songs. Now, big plans in Austin. Like I said, February 24th is when they're supposed to be opening their ideal organization. And this thing has dragged on for so long. And I cannot wait to see who we see because you know who usually shows up for these things to pull the rope and the ribbon comes down. Although in this case, the sign is covered by garbage bags. So I think it's possible that Miscavige might be pulling the string to just pull down the garbage bags. Maybe it's not going to be the hole where confetti falls and all that because maybe he's pissed off that Austin took so long to get the amount of staff members that they needed to open this organization. And you know, David Miscavige is already pissed off because he promised the Scientologist, he promised them, he told them 3 ideal orgs are going to open before L. Ron Hubbard's birthday, which is March 13th, by the way. And it doesn't appear that they are. I mean, maybe the Chicago organization, they have garbage bags up. So maybe that's the signal. When the garbage bags go up, Scientology is opening an organization. I don't know. We have to see. And Paris, I don't know what's happening in Paris. Nothing, I think, but they were supposed to open as well. And they didn't. So this just leaves Austin. But we know that they got those permits. We know that they've been sending out their own propaganda material about the opening. So it really does look like it's going to happen. So there are going to be more people showing up there in Austin, and we are going to be here for it all. Pearlsnappy and I are going to team up. I will be here. She will be there. We're going to be doing like maybe a little bit of red carpet and getting the action, a little dry run for L. Ron Hubbard's birthday, March 13th, which takes me to Tina and the Last 20. Yes, we're playing the birthday game. My gift to L. Ron Hubbard for his birthday on March 13th is going to be to grow this channel with the help of all of you to 20,000 subscribers as my gift, because I'm a giving person. And I want to, oh, I can't keep a straight face. I want to give back to Scientology for everything that they gave my family for 35 years through 3 generations of my family. This is my way of giving back, starting this YouTube channel and celebrating L. Ron Hubbard's birthday, March 13th. So hit that subscribe button because I am serious about this. And I think that we can get there. I know that we can. Don't make me break out my Scientology hype. Thank you, Stephanie. Goldenrod is your color, Natalie. Love the hoodie. Thank you. I got it from LARA FM. She sent it. It says it's a cult in Spanish. So you can kind of see it. And I'll be straight with you guys. I slept in this. That's how busy it's been today. I did the earlier stream and got up right away and just like started. I am wearing pajama pants right now and the hoodie that I slept in. I'm going to go take a shower after this and really start my day. L. Ron Hubbard Bubba. L. Ron Hubba Bubba. Oh my gosh, you guys crack me up. This is great. This is great. JV. Leah is live streaming and watching you right now. Hey, Leah, hang in there, girl. You got a lot of support. You are not alone. You are not alone. And I'm glad you're watching. Hopefully you can get some giggles. Get the giggles. R. Harmon 21. Oh, thank goodness. There was so much that happened last night. I was overwhelmed and thought, I need Natalie. Girl, I am here for you. I'm here for you same way you guys are here for me. Watch the earlier video. We went through the whole thing. We went through clips and we posted it this morning. Went live this morning. CMBR, DARVO is an acronym standing for Deny, Attack, Reverse Victim, and Offender Cult Behavior. That is what we are seeing over and over again play out. And thank you for bringing this up. It's something that somebody mentioned to me a couple of times. Rabbit actually mentioned it, and I didn't know what it was. And it makes sense. Deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. Cult. No wonder it seems like cults follow the same playbook because they tend to. And there are many spin-off cults from Scientology. I don't know if you guys know that. The leader of NXIVM was in Scientology. EST. Those leaders were in Scientology, which became something else, I think. Because I remember back in the day, I remember they were on a list of suppressive groups from Scientology. Scientology keeps a list. You know, they love writing stuff down. They have a whole list of what they consider to be suppressive groups that Scientologists are not allowed to connect to. And some of them, you know what? If anybody knows if this list is on the internet somewhere, I would love to see it and see how it's been updated. Last time I saw it or was familiar with it, I think was like, gosh, was it in the 890s? Maybe later. Maybe it was close to when I was leaving or right after I left Scientology, but it's trippy to read, just like they had a list of banned books. When I was in Scientology back in the day, we couldn't read The Secret. It's after The Secret was out. That was on a list of books that you couldn't read. They got weird about yoga because yoga was really, starting to take off and they don't want people meditating. And I used to wonder, like, why is Scientology so against yoga and meditation? Well, I tried it. And guess what? It's relaxing. It helps to center you. It helps to make you feel what I think Scientology promises but doesn't deliver. Everything Scientology promised me that I would get out of it, I did get when I left Scientology. So maybe, but yeah, they really got bent about the whole meditation and yoga thing. If you think that they're bent about masturbation, which they are in Scientology, if you're doing Scientology auditing, you're not allowed to self-pleasure. Not while you're doing Scientology auditing or Scientology training. And when I was 16, I was doing a training program in Los Angeles to be a staff member in Hawaii. And part of my job and my training was to deal with grown men and their self-pleasuring habits and how they shouldn't be doing that while they're doing Scientology, while they're doing their training, while they're doing their auditing. Absolutely disgusting and inappropriate. And just an example of the kind of stuff that happens to kids in Scientology. Because even though I was 16, I was still a kid, not just a big being in a smaller body. I was probably the same height that I am now. I'm not sure I've gotten much taller. Tina and the last 20, dehumanizing people one cult at a time. Oh, isn't that, yes, very well said. With the poop, with the poop, with the poop. Telperian, no wonder all the Scientologists we see on stream are in such a good mood. They turn it on because in Scientology, when you finish a Scientology service, or whether it's Scientology counseling, they're what they call auditing, or a Scientology course, you are required to write what's called a success story. Think Yelp, but you write it down on paper. Back in the day, it was what is that paper called? You put between two pieces of paper to make carbon copy. It was a carbon sheet, and we had to use because you had to have 2 copies of your success story. I don't think they do that anymore. Oh my gosh, I hope they don't. When I was there last in the mid 2000s, 2008, 2007, I think they still did. I'm hoping they've moved on from that. But anyways, you were required to write a success story. So much of Scientology, especially on the auditing and processing side, the goal is to get to what L. Ron Hubbard called an end phenomena, something that you should reach. For example, when you reach the state of clear, you know you've gotten there because you have what they call the clear cognition or the clear realization, which is that I've been creating my own reactive mind and I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm sure you've all heard it. Pearlsnappy is sharing it. Other protesters have shared it as well. And you have to then write a success story. It's like what you have to do for it to stop. And that was a realization I didn't have till, it was something I didn't recognize as being really insidious till I left Scientology. And the way they train you each time you do this, so you know you won't be allowed to go on to the next step without telling them how great they are, writing a success story and thanking L. Ron Hubbard, hip, hip, hooray, hip, 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 hooray, and David Miscavige in your success story. In fact, at graduations for Scientology, I know this for sure at Florida, at Flag, and at different events, mainly the big propaganda events, when a Scientologist would come up to accept an award or something of the sort, that they would have to thank L. Ron Hubbard, and they had to thank David Miscavige too for his leadership, his guidance. David Miscavige, oh, be still my heart. Oh, Peter, that is the most stupid thing I've ever heard in my life. It's my own reactive mind, and I am not doing it anymore. Idiots. They don't know. I didn't know. They don't know. You leave and you realize how stupid it is, and not always right away. It's taken years for me to look at some things and go, oh my gosh, that was so culty. That was such a cult thing. For me, it was just, I would see it more. I knew I didn't like it, but it's how I grew up. So that was the normal thing, to always have to give this praise in writing in a success story. Because what they do later, if you're ever disgruntled, right, about Scientology, or you got a problem with something, they like to pull out your success stories and be like, well, look, but right here, she says blah, blah, blah. And the truth is, there are things early in Scientology that are universal truths. So you read it or you study it and you think, oh yeah, this makes sense. This is a tool I could use. You don't find out till you leave Scientology. Wait a minute. I could have gotten that for free in another church, through some other philosophy, through a multitude of ways you could have gotten it. And that's why they don't let you study other philosophies or religions, no matter what they say about being, non-denominational. That's total BS. Total BS. My mom went and got baptized in a Christian church while still in Scientology. And my mother was like at what's called operating Thetan level 7 on the Scientology bridge to total freedom. And she got in trouble for it. She got in total trouble for it. She didn't care. She was just poking the bear at that point. I think she wanted to see what they would do. She wasn't going to let that stop her. Kat, could you share the turning point to make you leave for those of us that didn't know? There were so many things. And there's the very first interview that I did on YouTube with Aaron from Growing Up in Scientology. If you can handle it, it's almost 4 hours long. Do it in chunks, bathroom breaks, bring snacks, have water. I share everything. But ultimately, the breaking point for me was when I was visiting friends in Seattle, and I was at the mall, and there was a mall shooting, and I was hiding out in a Journey store, and all I could think about is that I could die now, and what would happen? I would have spent my entire life trapped, not feeling free. I wanted to live my own life, make decisions that were best for me. I'd had my doubts for a while about Scientology, and I wanted to leave, and I wanted to live my life. And I hadn't done that. And I couldn't let go of the thought of that. Wow, I could have, obviously I did not die. I'm here. But it just really was a wake up call for me. And that thing, that happens sometimes, right? When you come close to a situation that's very threatened, you feel very threatened, your own survival, that it puts things in perspective. And for me, that is just a thought I couldn't get rid of. And I decided right then and there that even if it meant I was going to lose my family, I was going to leave, but I was going to do everything that I could for my family to leave with me. And it took me 2 years from the time I made that decision until we actually then left. And that's because I came up with a plan, which I started formulating while hiding out while the shooting was going on. How am I going to get out? I got to figure it out. I got to figure out how I'm going to leave, but how I'm also going to leave with my family. And like I said, that plan took 2 years to execute. And I did leave with the 3 generations of my family. And getting my daughter out was difficult because she was a legal adult by then, and she was doing training in Florida. But with the help of family there who were also leaving, we were just all keeping it very on the down low till I could get my daughter back. Got my daughter back. My first husband, her dad, took her to Mexico, tried to get her away from Scientology because we knew they tried to reach her, and they did. They did try to reach her, and I put a stop to all that. Because growing up in Scientology, being in the Sea organization, I know what the rules are, and I know what the qualifications are to be able to be allowed on the flag base in Florida. And that's where my daughter was and was supposed to be going back to. So I had to just take action to disqualify her from that. And then they would pretty much disconnect from her. And that's what happened. And let me tell you, what got me out of Scientology with my family, I have some family by marriage who didn't leave. But with my immediate family, 3 generations of my immediate family was using their own rules and tactics against them. They didn't like it. They did not. They sent 2 Sea organization members to come handle me. They sent them to Minnesota, and I took the meeting because I wanted the closure. And I was real curious about what they were going to say. I had a feeling they were going to threaten me with a suppressive person declare. And I was like, I knew that would happen. I had already left. I told them I was leaving and left. I had already broken up with Scientology. I already said, you know what? We're done. We're done. I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. Sea organization, your motto is we come back. This bitch is not coming back. Don't wait up. So anyways, they show up. We do this whole thing. And sure enough, they were showing me my suppressive acts and what they would do, because I think they were worried that I was recording, which why didn't I think to do that back then? It was a different time. We didn't have, I don't think, maybe we had YouTube then. It was around 2008, I think. Or was it? No, it was 2010. 2010. So I'd already told them I'm leaving. And so they would slide across to me written down what my suppressive acts were, the things that were going to get me declared a suppressive person, and telling me that I just needed to go to Los Angeles to handle this properly, which I was like, the hell I am. Why would I do that? I'd left the Sea organization and was a Scientology public and parishioner. And the Sea Org believes that once you're in the Sea Org, you are always in the Sea Org. It's like herpes. You can't get rid of it. Once you got it, you always got it. That was not my point of view. I left the Sea organization. My best day in Scientology after that, as a Scientology parishioner, I never considered myself a Sea organization member after that. That was just BS in my mind. But it's something that they said to try to manipulate. And the 2 people who came to handle me, that's what they were doing. Showing me my suppressive acts. You're a Sea Org member, which I corrected them. I am not. Please come to present time. I am not only am I not a Sea Org member, I've left Scientology. And I am totally okay and fine and cool with if you want to declare me a suppressive person. If that's what you need to do for your closure, then do it. Go ahead. They never sent me a copy, which I'll admit I'm butthurt about. I am. I would have liked a copy. I'm not even sure I've seen it, so I don't even know what they put on there. Maybe I did. I think I had a couple people tell me, I just don't remember. So it couldn't even have been that exciting. So yeah, they left, they went back, and I was able to get my daughter out because they trained me. You can't have people grow up in a cult, train them from a very young age to be a certain way, to do certain things, to handle certain amounts of stress and pressure, and then not expect that they're going to turn on you. That's the thing, that Scientology just like never counted on the next generation just coming at them. They didn't. In my family, there were, if you count my grandpa, who became my dad, grandpa dad, and I talk about that story in other videos, I would have been a third generation Scientologist, but I pretty much count from my mom, since grandpa dad was by marriage. Long story short, my mom married a Scientologist when I was 5 years old. Some years later, she divorced him and she married his dad. So my grandpa became my dad, therefore grandpa dad. And so that would have made me a third generation Scientologist, but I really count from my mom. So second generation Scientologist. My kids, unfortunately, were third generation Scientologists, but mainly my daughter, my oldest daughter. The younger two didn't really get into doing that much. And this is something that Scientology did not count on. They did not count on it. What they are experiencing is a whole generation of people who's got their number, who knows exactly what the deal is, who knows exactly what was done. Maybe we would always know exactly because they hide a lot of stuff, and one hand often does not tell the other hand what it's doing. But we're putting together the pieces, and it's going to be their downfall, because the only thing more dangerous than somebody who is, hurt and broken and angry about Scientology is somebody who's done a lot of healing and is trained in Scientology and likes to talk about it and thinks it's funny at times. That should be way scarier. Second generation, third generation Scientologists who have been exposed also to enough of the world to know that Scientology is a cult and this is not normal behavior. It is through people never in Scientology that I was able to leave that cult mentality. And even though it's been 13 years, I still feel, there's just more work to be done there. I think it'll always be that way. I was in it for 35 years. I've been out for 13. So it would stand to reason that, hey, here and there still might be things that I work through, and there are. But they didn't count on it, didn't see it coming. L. Ron Hubbard did not write a policy about that. Yet he said that we come back. And I guess we do. We are coming back, aren't we? Second generation, third generation Scientologists. We are coming back. We're coming back to kick Scientology's ass and expose it for the cult that it is. So I guess we are back. So maybe they're right about that. Maybe it is true. Maybe the Sea Org motto of we come back is a thing, because so many of us, we're back. Just not in the way that they'd hope. Just not in the way that they'd hope. Hey, Lara. Is Lara still here in the chat? Lara FM. Lara, if you're still here, let's see do you have an update or anything? I know people are asking. Where are you, Lara? Where are you? Woot, woot. Oh, hey, there you are. Hey, Lara, you want to jump in? I think I just sent you the link, right? Lara, can you, do you want to jump on? I don't know if you're in a place where you can, but I am going to send you a link. Did she see? Did anybody answer? I'm actually going to email it to you because I'm not able to send it from where I am at now. Oh, this is weird. Why is my... Oh, darn it. You know what? I'm on the wrong computer. So I don't have your email in front of me in where it's usually saved. Can you give it to me if she's still here? Well, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on that. Leah, welcome. You're in the chat too. I think I can text it. Oh, you know what? I can text it. I'll just plug in her number. Lara, if you can hear me, Lara FM, I'm going to send you a link and let me know if you could join. Just give me a second. What did I put you in my phone as? Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. Hold with me, people. Hold with me. There we go. Right there. Edit. All right. So it's on your phone if you're around. If you're around, Lara, we'll see if she's able to pop in or not. Mary, what? Did you all know that militant Scientologists Elena and Grant Cardone set up a GoFundMe for Trump's money in his judgment for New York? No. Do you have a link? That's curious. I'm curious there. Definitely curious. One thing I'm curious about is we look at what's going on right now, right? With Celebrity Center is putting manure all around there, building some kind of poop moat. We saw the leaked email earlier saying from Betsy from Scientology that was leaked saying that don't worry, we're going to have tools in place to deal with them, meaning the protesters, meaning people who are out there live streaming. They're going to just repeat this over and over again. And we've had reports of nails and tires. We've had, multiple things. Confident Chris was attacked. There's been other attacks. And unfortunately, there's probably going to be more stuff like that because Scientology has to follow what L. Ron Hubbard said. And what he said is to don't defend yourself, just attack. Wear them out. Wear people out so that they just will stop their attacks and stop talking about it. That's exactly what they're saying. Sandra Sand, protesters were attacked on Thursday and no one was arrested. Attacked on Friday and they wait until it's late to arrest them. This was calculated so they would have to stay in jail over the long weekend. Yes, it does seem that way, doesn't it? Because Monday is a federal holiday. Alex, question, what if the police are trying to arrest the whole Squirrel Squad? Then when they get out, they give them restraining orders that they have to stay away from the business. Could be. I mean, their tactics don't make a lot of sense, seem to be very successful, but, I wouldn't put it past them. The Michael Malley Show. Does Scientology let you vote for president of the USA? Okay, so this is interesting. Back in my day, I know we never voted. Maybe, I don't know if no one just never asked me, but I have heard since then that yes, they'll have Sea Organization members vote for certain politicians, especially in local elections in Clearwater and Los Angeles. And I've heard that and tell them who to vote for, which you're totally not supposed to do, but they do it. Scientology does a lot of things that you're not supposed to do. Yeah, so I was thinking that too. But that's interesting to hear. Like, I need to learn more about that. Bo Beats, hey. Did you catch Aaron's vid shouting out your channel views? He said you're killing it. I say you're straight up and vertical. I did not, but thank you. I gotta go watch that. How did I miss it? I watch all Aaron's videos. There's my girl. Hold on. Hey, Lara.
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. I think
Foxy, can you hear me, Fox?
Oh, look at Foxy.
Can you hear me, Fox?
Lara,
Foxy.
I'm wearing your hoodie.
I see that. I
Mhm.
was like, look at you, es un colpo.
Yes. I slept in it and I'm still wearing it. The day's half over here.
That's okay. As we went to bed quite late last night because we were outside the Hollywood, the police station. As you know, they arrested LA Cam, Danny, and DOA.
Mhm.
And they're charging them they're trying to charge them for like tear gas. Here, let me, sorry, I'm going to turn this weirdly for a second, guys, so I can
Sure.
read the exact thing. La, la, la. Yeah, they're charging them with conspiracy with tear gas. Conspiracy and tear gas. But I spoke to Scotty last night. He actually ended up in the cell. He's in a cell with Josiah.
Yeah.
And you know, he got arrested earlier, right during the protest, which we were told at the time had nothing to do with the protest, and apparently it was about some immigration paperwork or something like that. Then Scotty told me last night that they're keeping them there until obviously Wednesday morning because of the holiday or weekend or whatever it is. So
Yeah, with Josiah's thing being, where were you told that it was an immigration issue?
at the protest. I mean, that could have just been anything. Like they, you
Yeah.
know, in the chat and stuff, people were saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
it's not about the protest. It's some other issue that's not about this protest."
Yeah.
And Scotty told me last night from the cell that actually Josiah and him are in the same cell, and that the reason he was arrested from the protest in front of Celebrity Center and La Poubelle last night was for the incident with the dog man.
Okay, now was it the first incident? Because you remember the first incident, the dog man. I mean, that dog bit Chris without a Hellcat, broke through a jacket. Because when
that the reason they arrested Josiah is because they're saying that he instigated the dog
during that first dog
2
attack.
months ago. Yeah, this has nothing to do with the timelining and everything. This is a complete joke. This is so corrupt that the Hollywood PD arrested Josiah for something that happened 2 months ago about this Scientology attacker Perry dog guy that has had his dog or somebody else's dog attacking multiple protesters. And so they chose to arrest Josiah 2 hours before they arrested DOA and LA Cam and Danny for being attacked and defending themselves
on a holiday weekend.
Exactly.
I'm sure that
so they knew exactly what they were doing. They know, like, guys, this is no like, oh my God, they got them right on Friday. No, they purposely had them in, and they said Friday, right after, last night, they said that, like, oh, it's a holiday, we're closed, and we're not going to be opening up until Wednesday morning. They are purposely doing this to make Cam, to make Danny, to make, Scotty feel that they have to listen and abide by something, that make them feel like they've done something wrong. Even labeling them with this BS thing. Conspiracy, tear gas? No, pepper spray is not tear gas. So, and that's the only thing that was involved in terms of gas or any sort of, whatever. So obviously, yeah, they're going to try to charge them for this, but this is all corrupt. Like, this is the police officers last night, the way they handled everything, the way they, took Josiah first, then 2 hours later, it's just the police officers showing up, 6, 7 cabs, helicopters, just for what?
Yeah, exactly. Do you know anything about the guy who actually attacked LA Cam?
Like, he was drinking, he was buzzed or something already. He had such an gross egotistical attitude. And when they were telling him, he was being like, well, so what did I do wrong for eating here now? And you can hear, one of the ladies there that were protesting were also saying, you're eating at a restaurant that supports this rapist, and we're trying to tell you, and they get this concept is like, oh, well, I'm not the raper, or I didn't, this happened a long time ago. So, eating here now, what am I doing wrong there? So anyways, during that time, Cam and, I forgot her name, very sweet. Basically we're trying to tell him, this is why it's not okay. You're eating in a restaurant. And then as he's doing that, you see him just immediately smack Cam's phone out. And then it just, from there, that's when I think DOA jumped in and was like, grabbed him in a chokehold and basically was like, you don't do that. Like, that was just his instinct. So then they decided
to hold on to him. Did that guy, did he get taken away? Did he go to the jail?
I think so. Like, all I seen is him with his shirt off, everybody else getting arrested. And I don't know. I don't even know what the hell happened to that guy.
Yeah.
Taken away. I mean, he two should also be in the jail, right, until
Yeah.
Wednesday morning. So I don't know. We're going to find out a lot more about this, but if there's a way that we can get them out before Wednesday, I mean, we're all on it. So, and they're not
Mhm.
allowing bail. So there's not, obviously we would have done that right away. They're just not allowing anything because they're corrupt and they want to try to intimidate these protesters. And honestly, that's not what's going to happen. We're going
Yeah.
to get more intense. We're going to get more dedicated to exposing these little, you know, Scientology connected businesses, you know, Scientology crime, I was going to say crimers, but people who commit crimes and think they can get away with it through auditing of Scientology or ethics checking. It's like, no,
Yep.
the law is going to know about it all. And the bigger thing about La Poubelle that people obviously they're aware of, but La Poubelle is not just Danny Masterson's rape. You know, La Poubelle has a lot more dirty interactions and covered up so many other crimes other than just this Danny situation. And multiple times. Danny raped multiple people. He only got convicted of 2 in the
Mhm.
court. 3 were, you know, in the, you know, 3 were there in the court to be dealt with, but only 2 got convicted. So there's more people that he's done this to. And it's not just like, oh, he did this so long ago. It's a whole tie-in to Scientology. It's the owner of La Poubelle and the manager and everybody who went there, all the Chris Mastersons and the Baldwins and everybody connected to Danny Masterson
Mhm.
and even Lisa Marie Presley and all these people. That was the restaurant to go to if you needed to have a higher status or, you know, whatever the hell, and have your discounted rate for being such an ethical whatever Scientologist.
Well, they got
So
a discount on top of it. Do you know where LA Cam is being held?
last night, from what we heard, or late this morning, I should say, I believe that they put LA Cam and Danny in the downtown. They brought them downtown. So
So they're
again, we'll
there.
find out more about that. Why did they separate them up? What, you know, what's the deal with that? We don't. That's like they specifically are not. They didn't give us any detail. They know what they're doing. They're not like, oh, they're just saying it's closed until you know, because of the holiday. They're not getting out till Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
earliest.
Wow. It definitely seems like that was intentional on all the days. Like, let's wait till the holiday weekend.
Like, I can't express this like more than what I am. It was 100% intentional. They knew exactly what they're doing. It's trying to intimidate the protesters, saying like, we're going to arrest you. We're going to have you in jail and you're going to wish you didn't even waste your time doing this. That's not what's going to happen. It's just like the same thing with the police is the same mechanisms that Scientology tries to use. Bullying and all sorts of deranged tactics that eventually are just going to, it's going to show the police who they are. It's going to show their connections, their ties. Why are they doing these things when
Yeah.
certain things are happening? Like, so this is happening often, more often and more often. It's like, good guys, this is protesting. This is activism. This is what happens when you start to get into something that people are trying to cover up.
Yeah. Yeah. And pepper spray is not tear gas. That's a thing too. That's like that seems like a big stretch. So earlier this morning when I did a stream, I shared a clip of you calling out the guy from the Stand League. I don't know if you remember that. It was during the day at the blue buildings.
Oh yeah, Tony. This guy
Yes.
Tony. Dude,
Yes.
he's a complete scam. Dude, this guy, yeah, like you said, OSA, definitely. This guy has been on Scientology's side since day one. Before we even had our interaction, before he smacked the phone out of my hand and was acting like a crazy person.
Yeah.
The reason he got so upset so quick when I was like, I don't care, you know, if he said something like, talking to them, he went over to Alexa from Eat Predators and her husband and stuff and trying to be sweet. And I was like, no, we're doing a protest. You can't tell us to quiet down or do this at another time. It was the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy has been he smacked this out of my hand. He chose not to speak to me. And when I did, I said, I don't care what you say. We need to say, you should care what we're saying. And he got offended. That's when he lost it. And stuff. So this guy has been, just happens to be around asking Confident Chris, oh yeah, what happened? Are you okay? He was there an hour before, in the rain, before Confidence Chris got attacked. He was talking to him about his cheap umbrella. Like, this guy is a local quote unquote reporter guy that
Mhm.
literally votes in for when Scientology needs something. He's on their side. He's totally in the pockets of Scientology. I don't care if it's because he's lived there forever. He feels like he has, like, whatever the reason is, whether he's an OSA, whatever. He is so dirty. And I mean, this is my own opinion. This guy has something or has knowledge to do with Confident Chris getting beat up.
Yeah, I think you're right. Telperian says, thank you. Please be careful next week. They know you're coming, and I fear they will try to escalate even further.
I don't care, honey, guys. There's no fear in this. DOA is absolutely fine. He knows his laws. I mean, yeah, LA Cam, they know what's going on. It's not like they're immature. They're
Yeah,
young, they're sweet, but they're not immature. They know what they're doing.
yeah.
They know the laws, and so yeah.
Honey in the Rock.
Sorry, I was also going to say there's no fear, because what are they doing? Arresting them for false charges? Like, what are they going to do to me? Arrest me for false charges? Great. I'll get a lawyer and we fight it. Like, this is what's going to happen. So
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah.
It's a good question here. Honey in the Rock, thank you. Wasn't Dogman supposed to go to court on Thursday? I wonder if that is part of it. Wasn't Dogman supposed to go to court on Thursday? I wonder if that isn't part of it. Because he did,
I don't know.
right?
It could be that maybe Josiah was supposed to show up for that court case. I don't know. Again, we're going to find out more. Scotty called me and I was just like, oh, on the, they're like an inmate, whatever, right? And then it says like, you have 1 minute left. So it's kind of like, okay, is there anything else you need to tell me? And he's just kind of like, no, this is all just, he's like, yeah. So he's pretty calm and cute and collective as usual, but he just seemed like, yeah, they're going to try to keep us here till Tuesday. And he's worried about his van being in the tow lot because all this is purposeful. The police officers know that they're gonna, like, right away they towed his van, right? They towed another person's car that was by it. So it's all just, they're doing this because they know, oh good, the 4 days the van's gonna be in the lot. Now they're gonna have to pay this money to get it out and da. So for all y'all listening, for when we need to possibly help support DOA or whatever to get his van out and little things like that so that we can continue doing what we're doing.
Does he have legal help? Do they need like a lawyer yet?
Nope. They literally won't give him bail or anything. Not for any of them. They're just saying, oh yeah, it's closed. So you guys are gonna have to wait till the weekend or after the weekend. That's it. Like, it's just gross.
Wow. Maria, thank you. Osa, Henrique in Theta. Henrique in Theta. I'm not sure what the
I don't know what that
is. So as far as you know, he shared that he's doing all right there in jail.
Yeah, he said, I'm doing fine. He said they're actually really nice in there. They gave him like some extra orange juice and bologna sandwiches and whatever. So they're fine. Like, his voice is fine. He's obviously just like, it's corrupt. I'm sure nothing he's not used to,
Yeah.
So, but they are fine. It's just interesting that when he called, he tells me, oh, Josiah was actually arrested for the dog incident, from 2 months ago. That had nothing to do. But, you see that these are the little LA Hollywood department tactics. They want it to make it seem like, oh, 7 cars are pulling up to arrest the protesters. And they're just taking Josiah. Oh, what's Josiah getting? It's all. If you knew where Josiah is, just, you got to go up to it. Why are you bringing 6 cab cars in? Police cars. So it's all gross, but these are the tactics, guys. We just need to really use what's happening and strengthen our bones, strengthen our guts, because we're correct. We are right. We, everything that's going on, all the it's literally we're of course people are going to get crazy. We're opening and exposing corruption, so that's what's happening. But I can go on and on and on about this, but it's so this shit drives me insane. Like, not insane, it drives me to, like, I can't believe the same tactics, like you just showed, the same tactics with the manure, like dumping manure. It's the same OSA Scientology tactics, and it's too obvious. And now they've got their police involved, and the police are trying to run and say, oh no, we're not connected. Well, what are you doing playing music with them at this Christmas party? Oh, now you're not going to play music with them? Okay, it's because we exposed you. Like, so yeah,
It is. It should not be surprising, but it's so surprising at the same time. And hopefully, well, but you're pretty sure they're not going to get out until next week, till after the holiday, because is it because he was booked on a felony?
No, I mean, no, they were, yeah, that's what they're going to try to charge them for, but you can't, you don't get charged for something without, with, or I guess you go to court. I feel like he's way too smart in this. So whatever, Scotty's going to help LA Cam and Danny, and like everybody will help everybody. So
Yeah.
whatever the consequences are from this, we're going to get through it, get everybody back into their little game and keep going.
Yeah. Laurie Plays, it's saying, LARA, they are showing up in force because they want you all to fight for your fellow protesters so they can take you all. Continue keeping your heads. You're all doing great. Remember, Laurie there used to be in law enforcement.
She's so awesome. I can't wait to do a live stream with her and pick her brain on a lot of topics.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. There's so much. I love talking to people who used to be in law enforcement and getting their take, especially on all of this. Like, is this a thing? Is this a thing?
Is this just a Scientology behavior, or is this a thing?
Well, hopefully he gets out, because I know he was going to go to Austin for the opening.
He will. There's no way legally that they can just keep him in there forever. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
And they all will. I mean, I have a feeling that they're going to get out probably before. I think this is all, but we'll see. We're keeping track. Scotty will call one of, somebody on his channel. He'll let people know if anything's going to change from that. So, but for now, we're literally, you guys go follow Streets LA, and you can see, and Jessica Palmadessa and Confidence Chris, because these are the channels, as you know, that are slowly, when something is happening or when there's an update or anything, we all let everybody know, because again, we are no gang. We are loving people that are trying to expose and open up the gross crimes of Scientology.
Exactly. Super Pup, thank you. Sending much love to you both. And we're sending it back.
Yes, Super Pup.
Well, I'm happy that this just strengthens your resolve, and everybody else's, and looking forward to what's going to happen later today and tonight.
Yeah, me too. I'll keep you posted for sure. I'll let you and your Tony know.
Yes. Take care of yourself.
Yes.
I'm gonna
keep watching, but I love you, and I'm gonna start doing my dishes until further notice.
Right. Glad you popped in. Love you too, and thank you again for the hoodie. I'm getting a lot of use out of it.
Oh my god, and looks really cute on you. It actually looks like your natural color. Like you would be like, oh, hello, I'm little Miss Sunshine.
Goldenrod is my color.
Who would have known?
All right, well, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, love you guys. Bye.
Love you. How fabulous. How fabulous. Well, you heard it. It is only strengthening their resolve, and they're going to be out there again. And sounds like DOA is doing okay in jail at the moment. So we'll keep sharing things along the way. You're going to catch me tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Time, and I'll be doing a recap of everything that happens between now and then. Please hit that subscribe button and hit the like button before you get out of here. Check your button. Hit your subscribe button. I truly, truly appreciate it. Love seeing all of you here. Thank you for the support. Thank you for continuing to show up and support the different channels that are covering this, SPTV and others who are bringing awareness about Scientology being a cult. And be sure to check out down below. I put links to all the videos that I talked about in this live stream here, and subscribe to those channels and support them as well. Thank you so much, you guys. Get out there and have an amazing cult-free day.